Welcome back to our coverage. We're still here with Raphael Neven, and we're still doing a Duelist profile. We still got more questions for you. You just came back from YCS Chicago from your second YCS win. You were playing Lunar Lights. Why did you just tell us about your Chernobyl experience and why did you choose to run Lunar Lights?
Yeah, that's also like, it sounds a bit repetitive, but then again it was still it was again really a team effort. Like we went with a group of friends, and Vlad, my teammate, had like the biggest influence on it. He was really into Lunar Lights, and in the beginning I didn't really take it that seriously. And when he did well at the regional, I was like, all right, sure. Okay. But I was really set on my Rungo deck, the Dark Warrior deck, before it got hit. And after that, I had a week to prepare for Chicago, and I was like, I have no idea what to play. So I tested every deck, and every deck was not convincing for me. All of them were all right, they were not bad, but none of them was like stood up to like the rest, like so that I was confident enough to take it to a YCS. So on the first day, I was pretty desperate. I boarded my plane, and because Vlad and like my friend Darren and Asada, they wouldn't shut up about Lunar Lights. So I took the cards, I solitaired a bit on the plane, I tried some combos, and I was like, all right, this is actually better than I thought. Okay. And then on the Friday, we tested it all Friday, and I was like, all right, I just go YOLO, and we'll see where it ends. But yeah, the tournament experience itself was, yeah, it went phenomenal. Like the deck had such a big surprise factor. No one had any idea what to do against it. They didn't use their interruptions at the right time. Like a lot of games, I could have lost if my opponent knew what my deck does like perfectly, but no one knew, of course, and I knew every deck perfectly anyway. So I knew how to play through the disruptions, but they didn't know how to use them. Yeah. So that helped a lot, and our deck was really good as well. Like everyone pitched in a lot. Like I actually only added a few cards. Like the build was all on like the other guys. The deck performed very well. We had a lot of good matchups. I think my hardest match was the top 8 against my European friend Jonas. Well, I only won because he unfortunately he break game 3, and my hand was just good, and so that's Yu-Gi-Oh as well. But then in top 16 I played against Thunder Dragon, and he looped 2 cards from my hand. He made 2 negates, 2 colossus, we saw Yuja and passed, and I had 4 cards. And then in that feature match I really saw what the deck could do, because I OTK'd him through the entire board. Okay. Okay. And at that moment I was like, well, maybe we can do something in this event. Like I was already really happy I topped, but after that top 16 match I was like, all right, maybe the deck is good. So yeah, and just the entire event went so smooth, like it's unreal.
Okay. Looking back, which victory was harder, your first or your second one? What do you think? What would you say?
It's really, for me, it's really hard to say, because both events I didn't expect to win at all. Like when I won with Prague, I expected like to either win my friend Ericos to win. He was really good with the deck, or Joshua Schmidt, and when I eventually got there, I was so surprised, but also really relieved. And at the second YCS, I didn't feel any pressure when I entered Top Cup, because I already had that win. And before I said that's not the right mentality, but it can also help to feel you more relaxed. Like in the finals, I talked a bit with my opponent before we started. I was like, "Is this your first final?" Yeah. I said yes, and I could see he was very, very nervous. In top 4, I saw him play. He got some slow play warnings, and I saw that, okay, this guy is very nervous, and I didn't feel any nerves at all, because I knew what it was like. I already played the final in Europe, which has the streaming and stuff as well, so it's a lot more stress than the actually just written feature in America. So I was very, very relaxed. And yeah, so that was such a big advantage for me, because I just saw like him playing, like how nervous he was, and I was just really relaxed. I could really focus on my plays, and that's why I wouldn't say it was easier, because I had the same mindset in both events. Like I didn't expect to win, but I really wanted to. Like I had the drive to, but I didn't expect anything. I just went to like, we'll see where it ends, and like the will to win is there definitely. But I think as soon as you enter an event with like, okay, I have to win this, like, and you put like pressure on yourself, that's where it goes wrong. And I think that happened to my opponent in the final.
I think that's a very important point you were mentioning, the pressure. I guess the less pressure, the easier it is to play and win, isn't it?
And I feel a lot of pressure actually, especially in European events right now because of the Worlds points. But Chicago, for Europeans, you don't get any Worlds points, right? So American events don't count towards your points. So for me, it was just an event for fun, right? Okay. So I really wanted to do well because it's a YCS, sure. But there was no pressure at all because if I didn't top, all right, I didn't lose any Worlds points anyway. Okay. And at European event, that's very different for me because I actually get Worlds points and my competitors can get points as well. So there is a lot of pressure and then it's a lot harder to deal with. I still try to do that as well as I can, but it's a lot harder, yeah.
Okay, now looking into your future, or into the future in general, what would you suggest or what would you tell us how to improve coverage, how to improve tournaments, how to improve tournament structure? Do you have any ideas, any suggestions?
For the coverage, it can be really quick. I think the coverage is amazing right here, especially being in America where they only have written coverage. Like they have streams very rarely. The European coverage is like it's amazing. Like the streams and stuff, that's actually insane. That's so good for the game as well. And I really don't get why Konami America is not implementing that more. For tournament structure, what I really like and that's why I'm going to YCS Atlanta is the 3 vs 3 structure, because I love 3 vs 3 for a couple of reasons. Like I played a lot of side events of it, and what I love about 3 vs 3 is that in a normal tournament of Yu-Gi-Oh, like a normal YCS like we have tomorrow, a good player can still like scrub out because of variance he can't control. Like you can break, your opponent can get very lucky. That happens, that's part of the game. But if you play 3 vs 3 and you have 3 people in your team and you play as one, but you still play 3 separate matches. So you take a lot of variance out of it because the chance that both of you, like 2 of you guys get unlucky or gets like your opponent get really lucky or 2 of you guys break, that chance is so much lower that if you enter with a good team of 3 good people, your chance to top becomes much more likely. It becomes very consistent. And that's what I really like about 3 vs 3, because it takes all the variance which I don't like about Yu-Gi-Oh out of it, and it puts all the like stuff I like about Yu-Gi-Oh, which is a good player has a good chance to top. It increases that chance.
And the community thing, I guess.
Yeah, like what I also really like is that you're sitting next to each other every round, which means that you can help each other, which is amazing in 3 vs 3. But also, it's just a really fun experience to sit next to your friends every round of a YCS. That's amazing. Like.
Okay, Raphael, thank you very much. Thanks for the insight. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the tips. We will hopefully someday implement this. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
No worries.
Bye.
Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Back to you.